Good afternoon and welcome to your favorite current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Egosa Agbolao. It's always a delight to have you. Compliment of the season. I guess you celebrated your Christmas in a unique way. Today is Boxing Day. It's not for combat. So many people seem to misunderstand and misconstrue the meaning and significance of Boxing Day. Okay, that's not the program. Well, we have information that some families could not afford the chicken, the food items, the condiments needed to prepare jollof rice, to prepare special meals associated with the celebration of Christmas. What an unfortunate development. Well, Mr. President Tinubu, in a maiden presidential chart recently, also said that his administration is determined to alleviate the sufferings of the people. As we prepare for 2025, just a few days from now, what are your projections? So, on today's program, we're looking at how people lost their lives. There was a stampede in the FCT, a stampede in the southeast, a stampede at Ibadan. Very, very disheartening because they wanted to get food. They wanted to get gifts. So, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has attributed something to that. So Queen Naomi, the former wife of the Ooni of Ife, and Amzat have been remanded. So Queen Naomi and Oriyomi Amzat were remanded. But we understand that they were granted bail, but they are yet to perfect the bail terms. So Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has blamed the recent stampede in various parts of the country on poverty. And he also said it is criminal negligence. And I must tell you that in the last 3 days, at least 65 persons have allegedly lost their lives in stampedes that occurred during food distribution events in Anambra, in Oyo, in the FCT. While over 35 persons, mostly children, died during a stampede that occurred at a carnival in Ibadan, Oyo State Capital. 10 people died on Saturday, that was after that, during a stampede at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Maitama, area of Abuja. We understand that the priest was also arrested. At least 22 people reportedly died in the Okija community of Anambra during the stampede that occurred at the rice and gift sharing event. Falana described events as a national tragedy and called for systemic reforms to protect the dignity and lives of the citizens of this great country. He argued that organizers of charitable events should apply decency and demonstrate humanity while distributing food or cash items to the vulnerable and the less privileged in the society. Like I said, very pathetic, very disturbing, a development that gives cause for concern. I have in the studio very distinguished personalities who will dissect this and project for 2025 so that the government can begin to evolve new strategies, new policies to actually reposition Nigeria to its prime of place. I have with us a legal practitioner, a professor of law, Job Odio. Nice to have you with us.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good
Merry Christmas in arrears.
Merry Christmas in arrears too.
Okay, we also have with us a legal practitioner, a human rights activist, a distinguished Edo State Chairman, Nigerian Society of International Law, a Notary Public of Nigeria, two-time ESCOM member, NBA, Benin Branch, Lion Bar. I'm talking about Barrister Patrick Isekwene. Nice to have you with us today.
Yeah, because thank you for inviting me.
Merry Christmas in arrears.
Happy Christmas in arrears and happy New.
Okay, I know once you see him, maybe you just have the thought will enter your mind that, oh, he has brought a truckload of yams. We have a farmer in our midst, the chairman of the Nigerian Palm Produce Association Edo State chapter, the man that prefers to be referred to as a farmer, Efosa Ato. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you for having me here.
Merry Christmas in arrears.
Same to you.
Okay, so that's the scenario, that's the template, very disturbing. I will start with Professor Joe Bodio. Now, we understand that the organizers who had good intentions were remanded because of the deaths associated with the stampede. Is that within the law?
Well, yes, of course. The law permits all sector or strata of human endeavor. And law is all embracing. So whatever we do is guided by law, really. You know, you can have a good motive or a good intention, but if you don't follow the due process, you know, there are some procedural glitches or breaches. And the law will always take its course. But of course, the law will not be as hard on you as it will be on somebody who is patently mischievous or dubious. So for these persons who had good intention, like you did in your intro, they were trying to help the less privileged, as it were, by distributing this food palliatives, if you wish, for the Xmas or the Yuletide season. But somehow in the organizational process, some lapses may have occurred, which, like you said, the learned SAN already referenced, is criminal negligence. So negligence itself is punishable at a certain level, you know, so that it's not done maliciously, you know, it's not done intentionally. It's a grievous mistake which has cost lives, you know. And whenever somebody's grievous mistake leads to loss of life, property, the law will take its course. So I'm sure these persons, you know, will find reprieve in the law ultimately, because even when they are found to have done something wrong, the law will also look at the motive in sentencing, and the level of sentencing or punishment, as it were. It may be, okay, go and sin no more, impose some level of fines and all that. And for corporate bodies, they could also be given some leeway to perfect the process in future. So that in future, you know that there's a process. Don't use maybe a closed, a closed place or use an open field that is well ventilated, that is open to everybody. Get the law enforcement agents involved, like you saw from various comments, you know, the police, the road safety, the civil defense, and security. These are things they should be involved in, you know. Get them involved so that we can control the crowd, be on one single lane or form series of queues, you know. But what is important that structurally we'll get things right so that there is no stampede, there's no suffocation of people, so that your good intention will not be hijacked by some fifth columns. Your good intention may not become truncated as a result of some managerial lapses. So I think that is where the law will take its course. Law is about regulation, really. To regulate what you do, whether you are doing it for profit, marketeering purposes, you are doing it for charitable purposes. Everything must be guided by law. And once you run afoul, the law must take its course. That is why you see them being arrested, and some will ultimately be prosecuted because lives were involved. Lives were involved, and that is the most grievous harm. Anything you do that takes life must be reviewed at some point in time.
Though it was not intentional.
Definitely.
But they will be punished for it.
That's why the punishment will not be like somebody who has committed a grievance, like somebody who commits more than that.
Yes.
That's why you have more than you have manslaughter and all that. There are different. If you commit a traffic offense, for example, people who commit traffic offense and it leads to death. If you drive, not even recklessly, you're driving normally and somebody, go for bait, somebody even at 80 kilometers per hour, somebody runs to your front and you knock the person down. The person has some underlying condition and it passes on. It's death. But somehow it's a traffic offense. And the law finds that you have license to drive, you have your body particulars, you're not driving beyond the regular speed limit at that point in time.
Yes.
You're within your rights. The law will not punish you for murder or mobile manslaughter. It will remain a traffic offense, which is just a simple misdemeanor, even though death has resulted.
Thank you.
The law will not close its eye to anything that involves loss of life, because the highest.
Thank you very much. I feel so disturbed.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel so disturbed. That stampedes, because people were rushing to pick packs of food or bags of rice or food items or whatever.
Yeah, yes.
Patrick, second, when you heard this news, how did you feel as a Nigerian?
I'm not surprised with the news, except those who are not used to sharing food to the vulnerables. Okay. I have experienced it, and I know what I suffered. Let me tell you, if there's any difficult thing in handling the masses, the people, is the issue of sharing food to the vulnerables. There's something I look at, force majeure, not beyond control. Nothing you can do over it. It's beyond you. You can't stop them. You can't stop them. That's why that some ceremony where there's ordinary sharing, they can overtake, even take you as part of the. They push you away. That's it.
Yes.
Now, I know what I suffered last time during the COVID-19. I was giving those COVID-19 about 120 bags to give. I was supposed to be giving to the people, the former attorney general. They were giving 120 bags to share. But then you see, I was giving men of what they call the civil defense to protect. They were there with me. But when it comes beyond control, because the issue is that impatient. You are worried because you seen A leaving a bag of rice, very big one, and you thought, I must get from this one. No, nobody ready to obey the rules again. Before you know it, they will push up. It's always like that. Remember when the president also the issue of the custom, the guys they started to share about what happened there. It's not the same thing. The joke is crazy everywhere. We dealt with that people have to make their way start moving right by themselves. It's always like that. Say you'll never be involved. No amount of security. When it comes to issue of palliative, in short, if you care not to kill, they will take you along as part of the palliative. So yeah, so I sympathize with them. Because they never thought the issue of security agencies to guide them. When it's got to distribution, they thought it's not, we're going to give food, they thought they're doing good. But you know, but Nigeria by nature, by typical under the Tinubu regime, there's hardship. There's pain, suffering, people are hungry. So you just be there, you make the carrying bag of rice, you are looking at them. They're not ready to follow Russo. They are ready to kill to have that something. So no amount of security there. They make that what happened, what played. Otherwise, the people have good intention. They only just let us mitigate their suffering, let us give them discipline, that's what they have in mind. Or not only that, other things will happen. You understand? Well, like we said, criminal negligence, will take its course. But I see them being excused at the later on because I believe that in every offense, valid offense, it has two elements: the mens rea and the actus rea. They must come concurrently at the same time because it's going to valid offense. Yes, death has occurred. I believe I agree. Both died. They had to play it. But the mens rea, the mentalist wasn't there when this thing happened. It wasn't there when it happened. So see, incomplete offense. So based on that ground, I believe that they will be excused. They will be because it's not total. They will be excused. Also viewing the tension behind what they are doing. The law might likely excuse them, or they will just torture them, warn them, and allow them to go.
Okay, thank you.
Alternatively.
We'll come back to you.
Thank you.
First, Atoy, now you are a farmer, and we've seen that this Christmas, so many families could not even celebrate. They couldn't afford a bag of rice. In some markets, investigation carried out, some products or bags of rice were sold for as high as over 130,000 for a 50 kg bag of rice. Is it that the farmers are not doing their jobs? Why is there scarcity of food? Because you notice that these people rushed because they wanted to get their own share of the food. They want to celebrate Christmas. And now, some have gone, some have passed away. It's very painful. You cannot eat in the world beyond. None of them thought they would die. So is that the farmers are not doing enough? What do you think is the problem? What's your reaction?
For those who lost their life, we share, I would say, may the good Lord accept their soul.
Amen.
For what we are seeing, this is just the beginning.
Beginning of what?
Of death.
Beginning of suffering.
Okay.
Because the barrister just analyzed the legal aspect of it. We are Nigerians. There is no war in this country. But whenever you hear there is free food, people will die. I'm happy that the politicians did not spread this year, this period. Since I was born, celebrating, active in politics, I've never seen a year like this. Some persons send me message that they postponed Christmas and New Year they postponed it too. And I share with them. They've seen it as a way of life. The hunger is biting. By January, they'll start paying school fees. Let us address the issue of food and food scarcity. The governor of this state, because we zero it to this state, he should declare a state of emergency. There is wet season, there is dry season. Technology has put it very clear that food have no season because of irrigation. Edo State is blessed. I will tell people we are farmers. The governor should look beyond what he's doing now. Politics has ended. Election has gone. Let them be in court. Edo people should have food. The common food we have now is garri, is expensive. The chicken they could not buy. You cannot buy food for the birds. Yesterday I went round. After farmers, they've trained their birds, they'll bring them to the market. They are not selling it to make profit. They are selling it to see if they can get what they can salvage.
That's what they invested.
They cannot get investment.
Just anything to...
It's just, let me just get what, because the cost of feeding a chicken and the price of chicken, you cannot marry it. This is where the government should come. This is not where we should be sounding the past government. No, the governor of the state should stand up and face the reality. Why we are crying now, we thank God it not happen in Edo. I am saying it now, assuming any politician, the way they shared it was systematic. Assuming they did it the way they were doing it, rice man, those years, you carry truck, they would have killed the whole town. Because, I will tell you, people were just waiting. Do you know you cannot put your chicken or put rice inside a open truck and pass anywhere in this town?
What will happen?
Try it. You will see the reaction. So everybody is now coded. They take them in different badges. They seal it up and they deliver. They do their delivery at night because people are just waiting. Is there food there? They invade. Now, how can we address this issue? It's for the government of the day. We have a good soil. The governor should not look at those political farmers who print cap and t-shirt, who want to stay in the office and want to take pictures with the governor. When the former president said, S-men. Now, we have bushes, farmland. When they want to sell land, they will take tape and go to those bushes, no kidnapper. But when we want to till the soil, they will chase us with guns. Who is doing it? The people now, they cannot even buy rice. Now the governor should call all those politicians fogging around, going to government house, looking for appointment. Let us go and produce. We have a factory in Esa, Ewu. What they need is corn. If this dry season now, with pumping machine, riverine area, we can produce corn. Nobody is thinking, nobody is talking, everybody is just waiting. The government wants to give me allocation, revenue to collect money. Look, what we are experiencing, those who train birds, who did fish, next year they will not go because they are already in lost. Now, just imagine if 60% of those who tried to invest are now running into lost. I saw a woman who was just crying. People say, don't eat eggs again. These birds lay a crate of eggs, 6,000 plus. If you do the plus minus, like now with meal, oil. How much is oil now? A drum of oil is about 700 and something. a keg of oil. These are genuine oil. The one that is fake, that they are adding chemical, is more in the market because we have murderers who call themselves vendors and whatever. So the governor of this state, if this is one thing he should do, he should not look at faces. How can we be in this country? They be fighting in Ukraine. They still go to farm. Ukraine will be giving Nigeria seed, grains. In Nigeria, we are not fighting wars. We cannot declare state of emergency and let us bring food. When you see people, they said they brought food. The money they use in bringing camera, renting canopy, they would have added it for the more palliative to give. Let me tell you, do you know why this thing is falling against most of these people who have good intention? How can you bring some bags of rice and food and yam and say people should come? As you are calling them, they have no tag, no number. How many you want them to come so that you just zoom and put in your social handle and whatever. And what come out of it is what we are saying, disaster. Because I will say this here. Do you know you go to party now, before they will serve you, you will see remnants. Go to party now. Everybody will just concentrate and eat the food. And that will tell you that, wow, is this happening right in our lifetime? 2024, we are now entering 2025. Somebody said, I've never seen, there's no rice in my house, there's no chicken. He said, last year it was better. This year, I said, next year maybe you will not say anything at all. So what we are begging as farmers, the governor or the government, the president is doing something, and I will say this: we have Owuna Basin. There is no reason for Nigerians to go hungry, but these so-called evil politicians, they call themselves technocrats. I'm happy they are setting an inquiry for the past government. They should continue to inquire. But while the governor is setting those committees, he should declare a state of emergency on agric.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Ator. Okay. I think you've elaborated. We'll talk more on some of the issues you have raised. Professor Joe Bodio, before we start projecting for the new year.
Okay.
Yes, now we've seen that there's an economic downturn, and some persons believe that that's the reason why people rush to get food wherever there is food. We also heard what the folks have said now. Yes. Some persons go to events, they are not even invited. They sit down and just eat and leave. Yes. You know, so that's where we find ourselves. Now, how do we remedy this problem?
Well, I think he has given some, of course, some prognosis or some the problem, where the problem is from, how we can solve the problem. Okay. I think over time we have discussed this in this program. I'm sure a lot of experts, economic experts, have said so much about how we can right the wrong. But I think most importantly, as we go into the new year, I think just weighing in on the presidential media chart, I think what we need to wait for is to see the fallout of the reforms. The reforms are incubating, as they say. And so we expect that the first quarter of next year, let's see what will happen, especially if they allow the tax reform bill, if it stays true, really. For some analysts who are in that field, that's not my field, really, but what we can garner is that it portends some good news for even farmers like himself and traders, especially those who are into supply. So at least those hidden charges that they used to pass on to us consumers or customers because of taxes at different layers, if they remove all those excess taxes or double taxation from the farmers and traders and businessmen generally, maybe the cost of these items can come down a bit. And then if they're able to have a strong grip on the petroleum sector, the downstream as it were, using the Dangote refinery entry, able to regulate it properly, maybe the price of PMS and that things will not go higher than it is now. We're not saying it may come down to what it was some 2 years ago. That would be a daydreaming anyway. But if we can keep it at what it is, it doesn't go beyond the 1,000 naira threshold. And then the CBN with their financial banking policies or monetary policies are able to keep the naira at a certain level where it doesn't go beyond, get worse. We're looking at a worst case scenario now. Then it will be a recovery. Once you get to an ailment, you are prone to recover. But if you keep deteriorating, then it means there's no hope. So if we do not go beyond the slide we experienced in the last 1.5 years, if we do not keep seeing the slide in the first quarter of next year, then it means you're on the road to recovery. And then if some of these recovery plans are aging well, then maybe we won't have the kind of problems we had in terms of hunger and poverty as it were. But let me quickly say that at the level of the state government, I think one of the issues that we have always said here, I'm sure if you recall, I've always championed is how government can regulate the supply of goods, especially farm products in the market, how they can try and remove this overwhelming influence, very negative influence though of market unions and associations, that price fixing and price syndicating they do is part of our problem. And this governor came on board, and the first thing he did, at least through his first pronouncement, was to try and regulate or put a hold on all those market unions, and then allow and give farmers the leeway, the leverage to bring their goods, free entry, bring on goods to the market, don't go through unions anymore. Don't allow unions to fix prices. Don't allow unions to cause artificial
prices. I will interject now. We'll come back to you, but we'll just take a brief break. And when we come back, we'll be looking more into how this problem can be fixed. Okay, so delight to have you back on the program. 60 Minutes Nigeria. I have with me Professor Job Odion, Barrister Patrick Isekwene, and Efosa Atoy. I must tell you, a lot has happened in Nigeria that gives cause for concern. Nigeria is regarded as the giant of Africa, but that seems to be old story now because there's a lot of poverty, the people are suffering, so many persons are unable to celebrate Christmas, and we don't even know what's going to happen in terms of New Year festivities. My guests have posited that these abnormalities must be fixed. The welfare of citizens must be improved. A situation where people cannot buy grains, cannot buy rice, is pathetic. Well, for the farmers, a guest on the program who is a farmer says, government must intervene. There must be irrigation during the dry season so our farming can continue. During the wet season, probably they are assisted with fertilizers and other incentives. He posits that there is no reason why Nigeria should suffer in terms of food scarcity. Well, the president in a recent media chat said he's not in support of price control, but he believes in the forces of demand and supply, that if the markets are flooded with food items, it will exceed demand and price will crumble. Simple economics, but is it working in Nigeria? Let's also get the thought of Barrister Patrick Isekwene. President Tinubu says he doesn't accept price control. Some persons say, no, there should be price control so that people, market unions don't take advantage of, the paucity of some of these things. What's your take on that?
Yes, I disagree with the president on that. There's need for issue of price control.
Okay.
Because I remember when we were growing up, that turning point, those days, you have price control. Various shops, they'll be scared of, no, they are price control. They might be around to arrest. People are scared of price control. So the price of goods are normal, that turning point. At those days though, but now no price control. Shop A will give it different price from shop B. The same item from the D. The same, but the same place, so to tell you have no regard. So market women fixes price as their own way. They will make more profit than the producers. Not actually the truth of the matter. They don't care.
The farmer is there.
Yes, they don't care. But if there to be regulated price control, there will be kind of hide some level of discipline. There will be level of discipline. So the president should go beyond that of even price control. What I would suggest that, my brother, see, when you try to solve a particular problem, you are unable. It means you have a fundamental problem. All you need to do now, you need a drastic action. A drastic action to make it work. Not the issue of economic reform here and you're sending back to square one. It's not with levity. What I expect the president to do now is, even the state here, if those that produces rice, chicken, whatever, let them supply them to outlets where you can go buy direct. all the supermarket, thank God you have supermarket of various kind now. Shop
Like
right.
yes, shop.
Yes. You have the Ford man, you have the shop right. I'm not advertising any name.
Yeah.
Give them, if they are ready to buy 3 bag, give them. If they are selling bag of fried there at a shop right or what's it, or mark, 50 naira a bag. Can I go to Lagos and buy a bag of rice 100 naira? It's not possible.
No.
It will force them to bring the price down. That's what it doesn't matter.
So government should have outlets.
Yes, you buy direct from those outlets.
Are you saying that government should subsidize food?
No, I mean subsidizing those. If you are involved in chicken, yes, the food is down. The price of buying their food is reduced. You are also bound to reduce your price.
Yeah.
Government should subsidize those things, those items.
Cost of production.
Cost of production. They should subsidize it for the people. If it's subsidized, then other things too can also go down. The situation you don't allow the market to say no, we're not safe. These days, go to supermarkets. Follow the supermarket. The price of things are even cheaper than the one they sell in the Lagos streets. Just try it, go and find out.
Yes.
It's cheaper.
To some extent.
There's a message.
And it's supposed to be cheaper in the market.
Yeah, it's even higher. So you go to the supermarket, do your shopping there, you go away. That is not the truth of the matter. It's not ready for the normal consumer market women. They add this, they add it, maybe are away. It's a union. You must say you have been prescribed. But indirectly, the thing is still moving. They are scared. That's behind scene. You won't talk. If I should
come in,
First,
let me tell you, the president did not address the issue. Like we are farmers, we are commodity heads. We cannot impose prices. Yes. And we are now in a jet age. Online, you need oil, just WhatsApp me, send location, we'll give you oil.
Okay, you do direct supply.
Direct supply. You need fish, is it chicken? Because you see this regular market, they've politicized it. They've made union to say, how can you say tomatoes union? Sometimes you go to the market, they'll say the person selling meat died. Everybody will lock up. The person selling onions, you'll be surprised. If somebody will sick and die, why come with the market? But if you have this online, and that is what I believe this civilization or this trend of online digital age is making things very clear. Like we have it in my office in the Federal Ministry of Agri. What we are saying is that we want to deal with the people because we have the product and subsidize. Let me tell you, all the constituency projects in the National Assembly, they are all programs to support. They've made union to say, how can you say tomatoes union? This money are siphoned, most of them. They should bring all the project and pass through without basic, and let us see the one they executed. Yes. Let me tell you, for food to come down, this is the dry season. The government should be aware. They need to put road. All the graders in Benin, in Edo State, should activate it.
All the farm roads.
All the farm roads. Because if I tell you, there is still a place in this town, in this Benin, where you can still buy a bunch of plantain for 1,500.
Where is the place?
You can't get there now.
Down the Oriomo.
No road now.
Let me tell you, you will pay transport back from the junction. We take you inside 3,500.
To buy 1.5.
To buy one plantain.
So how can you bring those food out? But if the local government, that is why what is happening now, the suspension of the chairman, to me, I believe at this period of time, it was a wrong move at this point in time. It brought hunger because the governor has the power to mandate the local government chairman to do this and see the record.
Now, are you talking in terms of grading of the road?
Yes,
now?
the roads. The head roads.
Farm, different farms.
I am telling you what they are doing. They will take the money for farm road and be doing their street where they stay in town. That is where the corruption is eating everybody. You go to the farm, you will not see access. You will join bike, just go there. You will see what I'm saying now. People who are hearing me will tell you this. The governor should look. He should just, governors, you have secretary, you have other people. Declare the past government made a agri-hub. And they have so many departments. I don't see any reason why a goat in Benin will be as expensive as to 80,000, 90,000, 120.
It's more than 100 now.
150, 150.
Okay, good.
Yes.
No, these things are always there. They will provide, they will make things. But why are we not doing it? Look, there's an adage. They gave you a mother hen, bring eggs. Every day you lay the eggs. You come and say, kill the egg. And tomorrow you say you want to fry egg. Where will you see the egg to fry? That is where this country is now. We are talking about pricing. It's not the president of his pricing. What is the governors doing? As I'm talking to you, in Benue, yeah, there are places you cannot even, the farmers will harvest yam, they will leave it to gut rotting so that you'll be manure because no access road. In Edo, the same thing. But in this edge road, there are people that want to walk. I want the government to come down and pick the right people to. Today we are in the studio. People made this thing possible. We cannot just talk and go home. Call them, bring them, and say, do this, and let us see the result. Because I'm telling you, those market women, they've already taken over. There is something happening in the Uselu market. Torso of leadership. Somebody is imposing himself from above that they made him the
okay, thank you, Professor Ato.
Thank
you. Let's just quickly take this break and we'll come back.
Okay.
Okay, it's always a delight to have you. I hope you are enjoying your time with us on the program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. This is really of interest to all Nigerians because we are a few days to the celebration of year 2025. Can you afford chicken? In some markets, they sold chicken for 30,000, 35,000, in some cases 40,000. Can you believe that? So how do we bring down the prices of food items? That's what we are discussing. But while we do that, let's begin to project for the new year. What are our expectations? Most times we must task government. And we'll start with Professor Joe Bodio. 2025 is around the corner.
Yes.
What are your expectations?
Okay, like I was saying before we went for the previous short break, I think for next year, government should be prepared to give us a scorecard. Next year, I don't think Nigerians want to hear promises anymore. It should be enough of the rhetorics, as we say, too much sound bites. Nigerians want results. Because we're told that the first quarter of next year, some of the ripple effect of the reforms, positive effects though, of the reforms will start showing, manifesting as it was. So Nigerians want to see some results in all sectors. Let's start with the roads that we're just discussing. Nigerians want to see good roads. And for us in the Edo State here, we want to see roads, accessible roads to the Ishan land, where the governor comes from, no more excuses. So I can drive to that part of the country or the state rather with ease, And then, like you said, there are farm products produced from that side of the country. Because this road goes from Benin to Esan Central up to Edo North. So for now, that area is almost accessible. I the entire Edo State is just about Edo South, which is Benin City. Because the road network over there is horrible. I'm not saying we have enough in Benin, but they could do well to open up those spaces. Then in terms of security, we expect that security will improve. Thank God so far, the headers, farmers clashes have not been as pronounced as it was during the previous regime or government. So we expect more security. Especially in those states, we expect that next year our government will be able to put their hands on deck to ensure that our young boys who take delight in killing themselves on the streets and creating mayhem, we don't have that again. At least there's not much of robbery and armed robbery going on for now. And the pockets of robberies and armed robbery going on will be reduced. The security network should be reduced. Thank God the governor has brought back the Edo State security network. So they are revamping them and reorientating them. They should do well to make them more effective, and tilt towards more of community policing. Now we're expecting that the constitution will be amended. Hopefully, that aspect should be worked on now. We have these people working for us who can police all our nooks and crannies.
Okay.
Economic reforms, yes. We expect that prices of food should go down. Not that it will go down to what it was 2 years ago, but it should not go higher than it is now. Like I said, prices should be stabilized in all sectors. Rentage, our allowance should not extort people from in terms of rentage. Transport should be kept at a minimal level. We're not expecting any increment in salary again. They were giving increment across the board. So what now matters?
And inflation has swallowed it.
Threatening the naira and reduce the inflation. So that the people we're giving to us will not be taken away by the right hand or the left hand, And then generally we expect more progress next year.
Thank you very much.
Nigerians will lament, to keep lamenting.
Yes.
Let us usher the new year with some positivism, with some hope. That even if we don't start enjoying the new year maybe in January, at the first quarter of next year, we will have some dividend. And if we don't, then we should be bracing up for more complaints from Nigerians, as it were.
Thank you very much, Prof.
Thank you.
Your expectation, Barrister Patrick Isekwene?
Yes, I will expect the governor to declare state of emergency in the agricultural sector.
Okay.
If you don't mind, he should take the office direct to himself, just like the way the presidency like hijacking issue of petroleum. Direct, because it is the key. The president needs to a kind of drastic action.
The governor?
Yes, to take drastic action, state of emergency. Because there is a simple theory in economy that says that when demand exceeds supply, the price will be high.
Yes.
But when supply exceeds demand,
yes,
the price will fall. It's a natural thing.
Yes.
That's how it is. So the government should do everything possible by reaching out, make sure the journey farmers are with him. Give out those like fertilizers, those in the those are bed for the bed, subsidize it. Let it be at the expense of the state government. Sometimes those things, if they can get enough of those yam production, food production, rice, gari, it doesn't have subsidize. These are the main thing. They talk about the oil sector. They don't have agriculture. The government should spread out. It's not just by say sitting down. Make sure the general people get these things. Price will fall because they're going to have more commodity will be out. Yeah. They might need to fall in price. If we think that we can do it the other way around, we're just deceiving ourselves. It will work. Like the elementary economic theory that I gave you here. Yeah. It will not work. So it should declare state of emergency by giving out those things, subsidize it. Because a lot of things is happening now that we don't even know. Really good. A lot of things happen now. Like, let me take
yes,
poultry. Let me take
yes,
bird as a case study.
Okay.
Let me take fowl, chicken. I don't know. It's only God can reveal what is happening there. You know, 2 days to Christmas Day, I bought 2 chickens. 2 live chicken.
How much?
It was just 25.
Okay.
I just bought. To my surprise, the next day they died. It's a mystery. Because it's a mystery.
The boots.
No, sir. No, I did not buy it on time. Okay. I was about to go. And I took the way when I dropped it. But because I don't know what they give to them. It's a mystery. So let's say I won't buy it. I don't want any my wife. I cannot eat that fowl. Don't leave it. No, that's the matter. Before. You can buy fowl within a month or 3 weeks before Christmas. They are heavy.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm telling you. But it's surprise, it's a mystery. You see?
It's the economy.
So please, government should take a clear state of emergency. Take office direct to itself to make sure food is subsidized. So we can have enough food by next year. No excuses. If the state is okay, we can forget about federal government level. They're not bothered. If I can go to supermarket here, I said I gave. Like rice is missing for 60,000 naira. I'm okay. I can go to where they say 100. Everybody will get 2,000.
Thank you, Barrister Patrick. First I thought your expectation.
Yes, my expectation is clear. State of emergency, the governor should do it directly.
Okay.
Get people on board, and he should encourage our traditional institution, the Enoges, the Ojoways in these rural communities by assisting them because they are the one that controls the grassroots. Their money should be paid, they should encourage them, and they should drag them close because 70% of these Enigies and Ojowe, they are farmers. And these are what the governor should do. Sending third hand, fourth hand, it will not give us this result. And by so doing it, we will have security. If I say security in the farm, our women will not be harassed, our children will be free because whoever that is going to the farm, we know ourselves. So the expectation is that if these areas is being addressed, the price of food will drop. I'm saying it now. Right now, there's dry season. If a little rain drop now, so many people went into cassava production. So there's every tendency that the price of gari will drop. But I will tell you something. Do you know Edo State is not seen as the food basket of the nation? But I'll tell you this. All the states around us, we feed them to Lagos. Wow. When you see trucks coming at night, loading foodstuff, plantain, gari, yam, and other things.
From those states.
What are you saying? Even Even birds, our pig farm in the country, in Edo, is one of the biggest. But these people are private driven. And if the government should come and make things, I will tell you, in Edo State, food will be cheap. And that will attract more people to come. The other industry will pick up, like housing industry and other things, because there is food, there is cheap food in Edo.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I must commend my guests for their time and for very important comments that they've made. This is the Harmattan period, so we really commend them for being able to come out to be part of today's program. My name is Egosa Agbolao. I hope you've enjoyed today's edition, this week's edition of 60 Minutes Nigeria. Well, I must tell you that the underpinning of today's program is that government must intervene in the agricultural sector. My guests have said, if possible in Edo State, the governor can declare a state of emergency and directly handle the agri sector so that they can get implements, get tractors, encourage mechanized farming, let there be irrigation in areas that normally have shortage in rainfall. Agriculture in Israel, a desert country, is thriving. What's the problem in Nigeria? You and I will answer that question. On that note, thanks for being a part of this week's edition of 60 Minutes Nigeria. Bye-bye.